Hello. So, some of you really enjoyed listening to the poems in this book, Thinker, by Eloise Greenfield and illustrated by Asan Abdullahi. So, I wanted to read the book to you so you would have these poems over the summer. And I hope that you will come back again and again to listen to these poems and be able to enjoy this. So, let's get started. Thinker, my puppy poet and me. So this is Thinker and this is Jace. So when you open a book, the end pages are the pages at the front and the back where there isn't a story yet. And sometimes the author will put pictures like here. Sometimes they'll put little quotes or hints about the story. So sometimes I like to really focus in on the end pages because it might give us extra information. And there is Jace and Thinker, my puppy poet and me. Okay, here we go. Naming me. They brought me from the neighbor's house and put me on the floor. They talked about their love for me, and I thought, more, more, more. I kept my eyes from opening. I kept my voice on mute until I heard somebody say, let's name him something cute. My eyes popped open and I said, no way, no way. I'm deep and I'm a poet. No, a cute name's not okay. The boy called Jace said, you're a poet? I'm a poet too. We'll name you Thinker. Yes, I think that that's the name for you. They named me Thinker, and I knew this was the place to be. A place that named me Thinker was the perfect place for me. And so then here we see them on his homecoming day when he first went to Jace's family. Oh, I wanted to remind you or let you know if you weren't sure. I kept my voice on mute. Mute means silent, not talking. So he wasn't talking because he wanted I guess he probably wanted them to think he was such a good dog, right? That they would keep him. All right, welcome party. At my welcome party, Dad sang, Mom spoke, Kimmy danced, and Jace told a joke. I said, thank you to you four. I'll love you all forevermore. This family means so much to me. I hope you like my poetry. The end. So the dog Thinker is really happy to have this new beautiful family to live with. Two poets talking. So in this poem, we get to hear what Jace is thinking and what Thinker is thinking. So the first part is the dog talking, and the second part is the little boy Jace talking. Two poets talking. Thinker to Jace. If I'm not reciting a poem, my tongue won't let me talk. I can only bark. But barking can't say much, just ruff, ruff. I'm glad to see you. Or howl, ah, woo, I'm scaring you. And bow wow for everything else. Words, though, can say anything I want to say in the way I want to say it. And now we're going to hear Jace talking to Thinker. So the little boy talking to the dog. When I recite my poems, I make music. I say the words fast or slow, high or low. I stop and I go, almost like singing, making word music. Tell me, Jace. So now Thinker's talking to Jace. You've been in the world a long, long time. So tell me, Jace, please tell me why cold, cold water turns to ice. Why some folks are mean and some are nice. Why puppies and people like to race. Why babies like to pat my face. Tell me, Jace. So Thinker has lots of questions, right? He's new to the world. And here's Jace's answer. I don't know, Thinker. I don't know. I'm only 7. Got a long way to go. Let's keep learning what life is all about. And pretty soon, we'll have this world all figured out. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. I don't know if it's really a secret, but even when we're adults, we don't have the world figured out. So it's okay if you don't have the world figured out at your age, at 12, or 14, or 15, or 18, or 25. It takes a long time. And honestly, we don't really ever get the world figured out. We learn a lot along the way, and that helps us. But there's always more to learn, always more ways we can grow. And that's why, Miss Kristi, I am always encouraging you to read. Reading anything and everything that you can. Cereal boxes, ads when you're, out and about and you see billboards, books, of course, books, poems, letters, what else? Newspaper articles. There's so much to read. Graphic novels, I forgot. That's a good one. Graphic novels. And picture books. Miss Kristi loves picture books because they have lots of good vocabulary. All right, let's get back to our poems. Jace won't let me go. I want to go to school with him. But when I try to get on the yellow bus, he says, no, 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 you can't go. I whine and whine, but I know what he's thinking. He thinks I might recite a poem. And his friends will say, he's a weird kid with a weird pet. But I won't talk. I won't. I'll just do some of the things he told me about. I'll sit at a desk and raise my hand. My paw, raise my paw and wave it at the teacher. I'll eat my puppy biscuits at the lunch table and get in line and go outside and slide and race and chase. But Jace says, no, 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 no. You can't go. I think Thinker is sad. He wants to go to school. Kimmy. So Kimmy is Jace's younger sister. Remember from the beginning, we saw her in the family pictures. Kimmy likes to play ball, throw it, kick it, sit on it, bounce on it. When she gets up, I pounce on it, kick it, move it with my nose. I love the sound of Kimmy's laughter. One day soon, I'll make up a poem about it. My brother. So again, this is Thinker, the dog talking. My twin brother lives across the street. Once in a while, we meet to eat. He listens to me, lets me talk, doesn't complain, and doesn't balk. Just waits and listens like a friend and barks a period at the end. So he kind of puts when Thinker is talking, his brother kind of barks a period at the end of his sentences. In the park. Let's take a walk around the park, but please don't forget that you have to bark no matter what you want to say. Just watch, think, and bark okay. Why do you think Jace is so worried about Thinker talking at the park? What do you think he's afraid will happen if he takes his dog who can talk, who can recite or say poetry, and other people were to hear that? What would happen? In the park, 2. Now, this is again the dog. Not many people in the park, nobody near enough to hear me. If I say a poem or 2, so I do. So I guess he says it's poems anyway when there's not many people. Weather haiku. So do you remember what a haiku is? That's a special type of Japanese poetry, and it has specific syllable rules. So there's different types of haikus. Many haikus are what are called 5-7-5. So the first line is 5 syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second line is 7 syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the last line again is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not words. It could be words, but it's based on syllables. So like the word syllable, syllable, has 3 words. But there's also different styles of haiku. I think there's a 7-5-7, a 6-8-6. So that would be 6 syllables, then 8 syllables, and 6. So there's different types. The most common that we read about here in the US is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. I am not sure what is the most common in Japan. Maybe that's something you could find out. All right, so here is weather haiku. Cool out here today, but I don't need my sweater. My hair is enough. So a haiku often tells a story in a very short form. So it's cold, but because he has all that fur, he doesn't need a sweater. And here's another one. Birds fly. This is not a haiku. Birds fly. Birds fly, flap their wings, and touch the sky. Why can't I just wag my tail and sail? I think he's wishing he could fly like the birds. That would be nice. Some of you had said that was your superpower. If you could have a superpower, it would be to fly. You can go. Uh-oh, I wonder where he can go. Guess what, thinker? Tomorrow is Pets Day at school, and you can go. You won't be the only one. We're going to have a lot of fun. You won't talk, will you? So Jace has finally said Thinker can go to school. He's still a little bit nervous. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Thinker is going to be able to refrain or stop himself from saying poems? Pets Day. All the pets are here. The teacher is teaching. The children are at their desks. And I am sitting on the floor beside Jace's feet. I remind myself of the rule. Watch, think, bark. Watch, think, bark. No poems, no talk. But I am sad. Who am I if I'm not myself? Who am I? And the next thing I know, I'm jumping up and running to the front of the room, and I start reciting a funny poem. I sneak a look at Jace, and I'm surprised he's laughing. So I keep talking, and then the cat starts singing opera, and the frog is walking upside down, and the 3 goldfish are dancing in the fish tank. And the canary is fanning the canary is fanning the teacher with his wings. The children are laughing. The teacher is laughing. And best of all, Jace isn't mad at me. So it worked out. And do you guys know what opera is? So it says up here, the cat starts singing opera. Opera is a type of music, and it's usually sung. It tells a story. Opera always tells a story, and it's sung in a quite high pitch or tone. I'm not sure what the right word is. So opera is something where you might hear somebody say, let's see, we can make an opera up about Thinker. The dog came into the classroom. So something like that. Phantom of the Opera you might have heard of, or Carmen is one when I was in school we used to always learn about. I don't know much about opera. Oh, so here we are. This must be Pets Day. There's the canary flapping or fanning his wings. Or I guess here he is with the teacher. And there's the frog jumping, and the fish were swimming or dancing. And there's the cat singing opera. Did I miss anybody? Well, Thinker. I guess that's all the pets. That's my puppy. I thought Thinker might shame me, but I am proud of him. I pat him on the back and I say, "You're cool, Thinker. Keep on being your cool self." So Thinker starts to rap, and we walk out of the school and on down the street going home. And you are likely familiar with rap. That's another type of poetry. That is a poetry that has a very clear rhythm. The rhythm isn't always the same, but you can really hear the rhythm. And rap also tells stories. Thinker's rap. Walking out the school door, didn't come to stay, didn't mean to talk, but did it anyway. My friend Jace beside me, walking to my beat. Children, pets, and grown-ups filling up the streets, stopping all the traffic, going down the hill. Nothing else is moving. Everything is still. Mom and Dad and Kimmy giving us a cheer, standing on the front porch, watching as we near. Going in the house now, going to close the door. Got to say goodbye now. Please don't ask for more. Going in the house now, my good friend and I got to say goodbye now. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. I don't know if that's the last poem in the book. It is. So that was the rap. I know I'm not a very good rapper. You all could rap it and maybe make a recording response to this video. Okay, so here's Eloise Greenfield. She is the author, and I will link, I think I have a video I can link. I'll try to do it, but let me read this to you. And there's actually a video of her rapping with her grandson. I think he wrote a book of rap or poetry, or she did. And or it's about her grandson, and she raps in the video. So I'll try to find that for you. All right, so let's read about her. Eloise Greenfield. She's the author. She wrote these poems. I enjoy reading and writing different kinds of poetry, but the kind I write most often is free verse. The word free doesn't mean that the poet is free to just write anything. A poem still must be shaped, but I need to shape my poems using the word music I hear in my head. Whenever I write a poem using a shape invented by another poem, I have to be sure that the shape and my words can work well together. Otherwise, it would feel wrong, like trying to make a square painting fit into a round frame. About rap, some people don't believe that it is real poetry. I say that it is poetry. Absolutely. Like other kinds of poetry, it uses meaning, rhythm, rhyme, hints, humor, repetition, saying the same thing more than once, and wordplay to make it come alive. I hope you have enjoyed meeting Jace and Thinker, and that if you have not already done so, you will take some time now and then to write a poem or two. I like that idea. I would love if you wrote a poem. And you can write a poem about anything. And then here we are with the end pages again. And that is the end. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is like the summary. Oh, this is the back of the book. Miss Kristi was confused. So if we had the book in front of us, like an actual book instead of the digital copy, this would be what's on the back. And on the back of books is where we usually find the summary. Sometimes if it's a hardcover book with the paper around it, the jacket, then you have to open it to the front flap and it's on the front. But many times, I don't know if I want to say most time, but many times the description of the book is on the back. So you can kind of get an idea. So let's see, this is the idea that they would give you if you read the back. They named me Thinker, and I knew this was the place to be. A place that named me Thinker was the perfect place for me. Meet the poetry reciting puppy Thinker in this brand new collection of 16 poems from celebrated author Eloise Greenfield. So if you read that first, then you might think, oh yeah, I like poetry. I remember listening to poetry. It's fun. Or I like dogs. I think it'd be interesting to hear about a dog who recites or says poetry. So kind of ideas to get your brain going if like, yeah, I think this is a good book to pick. All right. So thank you for listening. I hope you come back and listen again. And I always enjoyed reading to you. I am thankful that I got to meet you. Have a good day.